secret about your life. Praise the living God. Our first reading says, God is telling Moses not to judge people selectively, not to judge people according to the races, not to judge people according to their abilities. I want you Christians to test your life, test your Christianity, and ask yourself, are you among the people who are judging others according to their desire? Rispachenani. Admitted desire. Do you take the time even to visit a neighbor? Do you take time to pray for your enemy? Examine yourself and test yourself whether you are walking in the faithful way of Jesus Christ. The gospel to St. Matthew has been very clear that when the hypocrites, the Sadducees, when the Pharisees saw that Jesus had already defeated the Sadducees, they went and tested Jesus and asked Jesus, which is the biggest command? Which is the most important command? It's love. Love your neighbor as you love yourself. My sisters and brothers, let us examine ourselves. Let us examine our future. Let us examine where we are coming from. Let us examine where we are going. Let us examine our families. You may be judging my family, but examine your family. You may be judging my Christianity, but examine my Christianity. You may be judging my ways, but also examine your ways. But these people, after the Sadducees had been defeated, now the Pharisees come and they want to start to test Jesus Christ. And by asking Jesus Christ, which is the most important commandment? Love. So my brother, if you own how much that you don't have love, all is in vain. So, for the most of the record history and the principle of occupation of the farmers, during those days, farmers would start preparing their farms when they see the east, when they see the west. They would start preparing their farms because they knew it was coming to rain. How prepared are you for the harvest of the kingdom of God? I'm not talking about the harvest of it, but I'm asking of the harvest of the kingdom of God. How are you prepared? Hypocrite who is able to judge, who is able to predict, but cannot judge and examine himself. Jesus was announcing an earth-shaking event that would be much more important than the years past. The coming of God's kingdom. The coming of God's kingdom. Jesus is trying to prepare the prediction of the rains and the prediction of the drought by the coming of the kingdom of God. When you look at yourself, when you examine yourself, do you say the rain is coming to rain? Or you are seeing the drought coming to rain? Jesus is talking about the shaking event that would be much more important than the years past, of the coming of the kingdom of God. Just as dark clouds, fair warm, and rainstorms, there were signs that the kingdom would soon arrive. The kingdom of God is going to come, and it's soon arriving. My brothers and sisters, don't let us not judge. Let us not discriminate others. Let us not look at other people as if they are not individuals. That you can even say that now the Satan is behind. We are now moving forward, but Satan is now left behind. Who is this Satan that is remaining behind? Who is this Satan? Let us not judge. And that is what God is telling Moses. Don't judge. Don't discriminate the widows. Don't discriminate the orphans. Don't discriminate the poor. But judge according to the word of God. And my brothers and sisters, I want to tell you something that never fear in this world that you are alone. No, God is with you. Even if the world is going to discriminate you, even if the world is going to deny you, but God is there. God is with you. But remember there is somebody behind you. Remember there is somebody on your side, and that is God. Elijah thought that he was the only person alive or left. He was still true to God. He had seen both the king's court and the priest's rule become corrupt. Even today, there is a lot of corruption. Not even alone outside. Even in the church, there is corruption. Even in the church, there is corruption. And Elijah says that he lived in those days. He lived in the days of the kings. He lived in the late days of the priesthoods. And he will see corruption even in the church. And if you want to say no, I can tell you and I can tell you. You will see some of the funerals, only 2 or 3 people that God is going to keep your wealth on this world. Do you understand the number of even children that God is going to give you on this earth? And can you predict their future? You cannot predict even your own future because you don't understand the time of God. It is not easy. So let us, the way the Pharisees went to test Jesus Christ and asked Jesus Christ, what is the greatest command? Amri gani iliyo kubwa kuliko nyingine? Mpende Mungu wako na moyo wako wote, kwa nguvu zako zote, na zaidi ya yote mpende jirani yako kama unavyojipenda. Do we really have? Do you love your neighbor? And James says, it is not possible to say that you love God when you hate your neighbor. It is not. Hata watu wengine wakikuja wakiingia kwa mlango ya kanisa hapo, they take their time kuingia tu kwa kanisa. Ametoka nyumbani ndio amechelewa, lakini akifika hapo, he or she takes the time. Huyo mama amekaa, anataka kuangalia sana, aone amekaa. Anakuja kanisa. Mimi siku nyingine muangalie ndio watu wanaingia kwa kanisa. Mtu anakuja na macho yake kujua. Ukiona macho yake kujua, anaangalia ule adui wake amekalia wapi. Please examine yourself, test yourself, and see whether you are walking in the faithful way of God. And Elijah is trying to challenge us in 1 Kings chapter 18, verse 21. Therefore, Elijah challenges the people to take a stand. Take a stand. My friend, my sister, my brother, my father, take a stand to follow whoever was the true God. Why do you so many? Why did so many people waver between the two choices? Why do we waver between the two choices? Kwa nini? Amweni. Biblia kwa Kiswahili inasema amweni ni Mungu gani unayotaka kumhudumia. Kama mnataka kuhudumia Baali, basi enda uhudumie Baali. Kama unataka kuhudumia Mungu, basi hudumia Mungu. Don't test God. Don't judge, for you will be judged. And God is telling us not to have a stand. If you want to follow God, follow God. If you want to follow God, follow God. Yaani ni kusema ukitaka kuwa Mkristo, kuwa Mkristo. Ukitaka kuwa mtu wa dunia, kuwa mtu wa dunia. Lakini usiwe fugufugu. Wacheni wapendwa, mwache kuwa fugufugu. Kwa sababu unajua kwamba mimi watu wengine walijiandikisha kwa Anglikana kwa sababu wanajua watachangiwa pesa. Siku yao ya kukufa watachangiwa pesa. Sasa siku mara Jumapili hii wamekuja kwa kanisa Anglikana. Jumapili nyingine wako full gospel. Jumapili nyingine wako Pentecost. Yaani wanatangatanga. Mpendwa mjue ya kwamba siku ya Yesu itakupata katikati. Na wale wa full gospel wanasema alikuwa wetu. Hao Anglikana wanasema atakuwa wetu na utakosa mtu yoyote. Shetani ashindwe. Naona hiyo moto inaenda. That I would say please. Bwana Yesu asifiwe sana. Wale wa nyuma mnanisikia? Elijah is challenging us that we must have a stand and we must decide. Let us have a final choice of who are we going to serve. Whether you want to serve God or you are going to serve Baal. I've told you, I want that offer to go even below 50,000. And I want to see if this church will stop moving. It will continue moving. It will not stop. Decide, have a stand. Or whom do you want to serve? Praise the living God. Perhaps some who are not sure. Many have knew that the Lord was God. But they enjoyed the sinful pleasures and other benefits that came with following Ahab and his idols worship. Many people, watu wengine wanakuja kanisani, lakini hata akigonjeka tu, hata akianza kukohoa mpaka aende aone Mungu akumwombea. Many people enjoyed the benefits that were with the heart. Elijah is telling us, decide. Whom are you going to serve? Joshua anasema katika kitabu cha Joshua mlango wa 24. Anasema nyinyi wa Israeli, amueni ni Mungu gani ambaye mtamtumikia? Kama ni Mungu ule wa baba zetu. Are you really going in the kingdom? Do you observe? Are you traveling in the faith of God? Bwana Yesu asifiwe. Kwa hiyo wapendwa, let us understand time. Understand your time. Give your time to serve the Lord. Give your time to follow the Lord. Give your time to know that thereafter you will be able to see the kingdom of God. And don't fear, even if people discriminate you, even if the world will discriminate you, or even if people will not want you, don't fear, because God will save the kingdoms, and they will be with you. In the name of God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Thank